What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino back doing y'all with a open topic. Since y'all had so much on your mind last night, other than the topic, I say I'll just go on and give them an open topic tonight. So, but we here, a lot going on, a lot to discuss. Well, not really a lot to discuss because I don't plan on being long again tonight. But I am glad to backdoor y'all for whatever little time it is. It really depends on you. And it depends on y'all. I see the homie Jimmy is up in this thing. OG Critic up in here. Um, Spikey coming through. All my usual suspects. All my homies coming through, man. Um, Once again, this is open topic, which means that now is the time. Now is the time to ask all these questions that y'all been asking that's pressing questions that are on your mind, um, or anything you may want to discuss. Um, Real quick, a few little commercial breaks before we start. Not YouTube ads, but K-Rino ads. Be sure to subscribe to the Underground Dialogue podcast if you haven't already. Some of y'all may know I got a podcast. Some of y'all might not, but this is it. This is all you gotta do. Go on YouTube and put that in, and we'll magically appear. Shout out to my homie Keisto, uh, my partner in, I won't say crime, but my partner in podcasting. Uh, the new episode of the podcast is up. So I want y'all to go and check it out. It's Mike Frost. A lot of y'all don't know who Mike Frost is, but you know his work. If you're a fan of H-Town rap, what's up, Jamarcus? Um, if you're a fan of H-Town rap, then you've seen his work. You've seen all the album covers that he's done, but you just didn't know who did them. So you go on the Underground Dialogue podcast when we get off here tonight, because I'm not going to be long at all, and go check out the Mike Frost interview, man, so you can get that history. Stephen Vega says, "Do you still have the black books?" Come on, Steve. What you think? I just left them on the side of the road. Yeah, they ain't going nowhere. I still got them. Still got them. Man, we got two Jamarcuses in the building. What are the chances of that? One spelled J-A and one spelled J-E. What's going on? Jamarcus Webster and Jamarcus South, my brother, Grind Mode in the building. Um, this is open topic, man. If y'all are not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. YouTube been taking my subscribers away from me for whatever reason. I don't know how that works. Um, Hard for me to believe that 2 and 3 and 4,000 people at a time are unsubscribing, but you never know. It may have felt some kind of way about some truth I told, but we'll make those people back up. I just, want y'all to subscribe to the channel, but more importantly than subscribing to the channel, um, engage, become a daily participant, become a daily supporter of the channel, not just every blue moon, not just even when you don't get a notification, because I know sometimes people set it up to get the notifications, but they don't get them for some reason. People tell me that all the time. So just check the channel every day and leave a comment. Leave a comment when I drop videos on my life lessons. Because that's mainly what I do on my channel. Is I give life lessons. So leave a comment and just engage in the channel, and that's a big help to boost it. You know, that'll help a lot to boost the channel. So, what's up, Keandre? I see you. Derek Askew says, no reparations, no peace. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head, bro. You're not going to ever, this country will never have peace until it does right by the great, 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 great grandchildren of slaves who built this country for free and received no compensation. Matter of fact, did not only did um, we receive no compensation, we received worse treatment. Like, let's imagine you do something for somebody for totally for free. You just build somebody a whole house for free, and then they just beating you and slapping you around and cussing you out and mistreating you, and you built just giving them everything that they have. This is the mindset of this American circus that we live in. So yeah, the best way for America to get a lot of these iniquities off of them, well, I won't say a lot of these calamities off of them, would be to do right by its the descendants of their slaves. I'll say that. Yeah. Let me see. Do I think that what is over? What, America? If you ask about America, yeah, America, time been up. It's just that God is so merciful, even to the ones who destroyed the world or destroying the world, who've created the corruption. He still gives everybody time to correct the things they've done. But that time is set up also to say, well, you know what, there's no excuse. Can't say I didn't, like Willie D say, don't say I didn't warn you. So yeah. Adam Anarchy says, for some reason, YouTube seems to have once unsubscribed me from every channel I was subscribed to. I have no idea what happened. Yeah, I hear that with a few people that say that same thing. Like I say, people tell me, man, I didn't get a notification. I didn't get, even when they have them on. So I don't know if it's some kind of glitch or just, I don't like to make myself out to be that big, like they're targeting me. My channel is not that big, but you can't put past the concept of anything that truth that tries to distribute truth. You can't put it past them to try to suppress that, big or small. Yeah. Xavier, were you close with Pimp C before he passed away? Now, me and Pimp, we were never close. We was cool, but we was never close. We never really just hung out or had a long. We might have had one long conversation way back in the days when we first met, but no, we were never just like tight like that. But the respect was always there on both sides, and the love was there, and the appreciation. I know, speaking on my end, I respected Pimp C so much because of his talent, number one, but also the fact that he never bit his tongue. He stood on what he stood on. He said what he wanted to say, and he didn't care who didn't like it. And so now I always had respect for Pimp. W. Atkins, do the NOI eat mushrooms or coconuts? We're not supposed to. Elijah Muhammad said, don't eat mushrooms, don't eat coconuts. Well, this is what I'll say. Hold on. Let me fix that. I have heard in the teachings of Elijah Muhammad in the nation that we're not supposed to eat mushrooms and coconuts. I would not be able to reference where it was said by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to not eat mushrooms or coconut. I just know that that's a widely known thing, that we shouldn't be eating mushrooms or coconuts. Now, luckily for me, I'm not big on coconut anyway. You know, now I would slip and sneak and get some mushrooms on my pizza every now and then, or uh, maybe make something with some cream of mushroom soup or something like that. And that's just being real, me being honest. But um, I'm not a fan. I don't like the way coconut. I don't like the way coconut tastes. And nothing. Don't make me no coconut cake. I don't want no coconut cookies, no coconut pie, a regular coconut, none of that. You know. But even if I liked it, you know, if we shouldn't eat it, we shouldn't eat it. You know. But that's a good question because that was I started as a debate online one time, and the debate was show us where the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it. And I was just reading the comments, like just show where he said no mushrooms. And I think it broke down to like, well, I'm not gonna speak on what I'm not sure. Let me leave that alone. Would you try a Trill burger? I don't eat meat, I don't eat beef. Now I heard they got a vegan burger, you know, and I would still have to kind of do some investigating on that because another thing that we're taught not to eat, which is very hard to not eat because they put it in everything, is soy. So back in the days, I used to eat a lot of veggie burgers and veggie hot dogs and all that type of stuff, but it has soy in it. You know, one of the ingredients they would use the soybean. And if you really go to any grocery store and anything that you buy from the store, the majority of the things that you buy out of the store, it always has some kind of soy in it. They have soy ingredients, soy this, soy that. And so a lot of those veggie burgers, vegan burgers, they're made with soy. And soy is not good for us. So a lot of the vegetarian community, the vegan community, they started to get the knowledge of soy, which the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had been talked about, absolutely in Message to the not Message to the Black Man, How to Eat to Live, his book How to Eat to Live. So now a lot of people in recent years are kind of waking up about soy. So now they're making veggie patties and veggie burgers. They're manufacturing them and they're putting no soy, no gluten, because they're trying to market and promote to those people who don't eat soy. But the problem is you still got to watch them. Okay, because y'all ain't putting no soy in it, but you still got to be careful, you know, with plant-based and stuff. You know, you try see when you try to do right, you know, they step on it some kind of way. But so yeah, I wouldn't be able to eat a regular beef burger from Trill Burger, but I do plan on supporting. You know, I haven't been there yet, but I do plan on supporting Bun and in his restaurant, which has been very successful. So if I find out that the vegan burger is on point, I would definitely eat the Trill vegan burger. Yeah, open topic, y'all, for a little while. I ain't gonna hold y'all long. I ain't gonna hold y'all long at all. Hallie B. What's my email? Hold on, let me put it in there for you, Hallie. That's my email address, y'all. That is Cookie Cruncher. What's up, Cookie Cruncher? What's up, CC? Yeah. Jared says an energy from all of us simultaneously watching this video amplifies our aura, overpowering the blue light and other signals that come out our phone. Yeah, I mean, I think anytime enough people congregate and gather and we're bouncing energy and ideas and positive, you know, messages, even when we disagree, you know, it raises our vibrations, our collective vibrations. It raises our antennas. We start to think more. We start to get sharper in our thinking. So, you know, you have to exercise your brain the same way as you exercise your arms, legs, and other muscles in the body. You got to give your brain some kind of mental stimulation. You have to have some kind of mental stimulation that that strengthens your mind. So when I have these conversations with y'all, I may have something that I want to talk about. Like last night, I had a topic. If I'm talking on that topic, one of y'all are gonna say something on that topic that I didn't think of, that ignites something in me, that triggers. Ooh, yeah, that's a good point. And then I elaborate on that, and we bounce back, and then you say something that. So that's how we do it. We connect with each other through thought, through verbalizing thought. Numbers. I would like to do some business with you. What kind of business? Most of the time, when people say, "I want to do some business with you," and I ain't saying you, I'm not saying you, Numbers. A lot of times it's not really nothing that's going to interest me. It's going to be, I ain't saying you, Numbers. A lot of times it's somebody trying to get me to do something for them that I'm not being paid for or compensated for. I don't want it. It's always some type of little slick stuff. Not saying you. So you gotta answer the question, what kind of business are you trying to do for me? See, when I hear business in my line of work, somebody say, I want to do business with you, then that translates to me is you trying to put some money in my pocket. You're trying to explain to me how I'm getting ready to make some money. That's what I get out of that. That's my interpretation. Underground Exploring page says bumping some 20 to life right now. Yeah, man. Yeah, bump that 20 to life, man. Shout out to 20 to life. Yeah. Shout out to the homie Bryson, man. Bryson, we appreciate the donation you gave. We had a donation. We had a giveaway today, a drive today, where we were collecting blankets for the homeless, socks, and toys for people. You know, we don't. A lot of us don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas, but you know, in this season, in this time, there are a lot of young children who they do celebrate it, and they don't get a lot of gifts and toys and all that simply because their parents' financial situation is not laid out for them to get those things. So, with that being said, this time of year is one of the most depressing down times of the year for a lot of people. A lot of people commit suicide. A lot of people drink, overly indulge in drugs and things of that nature. They're overly depressed because they start reflecting based on this time of year, this created imaginary time of year that we've been made to feel guilty about if we're not able to go out and spend a bunch of money on our loved ones. So, in order to try to curtail or cushion that a little bit, you know, we had a toy drive, and people brought out a lot of toys and stuff to give away to young people who might not be able to get them. And the homie Bryson dropped a donation last night, so that donation and that love is not unnoticed, man. We appreciate that. Appreciate that. Indeed. Trip says, what's your favorite song you've ever made? Out of all the songs you ever made, which one has the most value to you? My favorite, it's hard to pick one, man. And I get asked this question a lot, and I always respond the same way. It's hard, Trip, to pick one because different songs. I'm not the kind of rapper who raps about just one thing. That's why it's so hard. You know, if you got rappers who just talk about the same thing, you know, I'm just gonna rap about this on every song, on every album, every day, every year. then maybe they can pick one out. But man, I got so many categories and things of that nature. It's hard to pick one, man. Now, if you said had the most value, um, you know, Grand Deception was a song or is a song that was I don't want to say it was ahead of its time. I don't want to say it's ahead of its time, but I will say that the impact of that song has been bigger than any of my other songs, just based on the views that it's gotten compared to any. None of my songs have ever come close to getting that many views. So, Grand Deception, though it's not my favorite, I would say it's probably has had the most value because a lot of people come to me, Trip, and they're like, man, I found out about you through Grand Deception. I didn't know who you was until I heard Grand Deception, and that made me go back and listen. So the value part, it would have to be that song. Underground Exploring Page said veggie burgers can be bad too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I agree. It's like you got to know. It's hard to know. Yeah, lavish logos in this thing. W. Atkins says point number 12 is one of my favorite songs. Hey man, point number 12, man. You got to know about the Final Call newspaper, the newspaper of the Nation of Islam, and the points that are in that paper on the last page. And point number 12 is the point that says we believe that Allah God came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and that alone has sparked up so much controversy over the decades, to people who don't understand it, people who don't want to believe it or don't care to believe it or want to rebel. I'm not rebel, but want to debate that point, or people who do know and just want to suppress that information because they don't want you to know. So yeah, point number 12 is a song, and I want to shout out to Dr. Wesley Muhammad because reading a lot of his work about point number 12 and about Master Farad Muhammad is what inspired me to write that song. So shout out to Dr. Wesley Muhammad for that. What inspired Thomas Jelk said? What inspired the Mind Vision album? Flowers more so than anything. Um, I don't think anything inspired the Mind Vision album because one thing that your big brother gonna do, I'm gonna put out an album. You're gonna see something from me every year, at least once, one minimum. So Mind Vision was just the album that was getting made that year. But yeah, Flowers just came from that whole concept, like everybody says, don't wait till people pass away to talk about how much you loved them and how great they was and how valuable they was and how much they helped you. And don't wait, you know let people know that while they're still around. And so that's why that song was made, because I don't know if anybody had made a song about giving people their flowers, but that's what that whole inspiration was about, to try to just be a reminder to people that, hey man, everybody that's around you that you do value like that, don't just hold that information in, because you never know what a person is going through, and you never know what people what kind of boost that can give somebody when you can just acknowledge them and tell them something good that they've done had an impact on you. And not telling them could be the thing that just takes them over the edge. If it's in your heart, let them know. Hold on, man. I gotta flip back. I gotta flip back. I got lost, y'all. Hold on. I'm lost. I'm lost and looking. Man, where am I at? I got totally lost. Cookie Cruncher said black bean burgers are good. Yeah, I get my black bean burgers from a spot here in Houston. I do rock with a good black bean burger. I ate a veggie burger tonight, and it was great. But I trust the source of this veggie burger, so that's the key. Shout out to Big Tats Fish House. Yeah. Much love, Jared. I appreciate that. R.I.P. Dr. Sabi. The Most High. What's going on? Let me see. Navy bean pies all day long. Man, I got a bean pie that I just bought. Shout out to Tats Fish House again. I just bought a bean pie like an hour ago. If I wasn't so lazy, I'd get up and show it to y'all. Whole bean pie, never been touched. Navy beans, period, though. That's what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches about the power of the Navy bean, the nutritional value of the Navy bean, and the positive effects that it has on the human body. Aunt Banks, what's up, Aunt? Long time no see. Just seen my brother on the Zoom call earlier. What do you think about them Texans? Look like we got a squad. Yeah, well, we got a quarterback. See, the NFL is so funny, man. I guess all sports are, but the NFL is like really literally. Let me see, make sure baseball ain't like that. NFL is the most consistent sport in terms of you could be in last place this year, and next year you could be in the Super Bowl. It can happen like that in the NFL. We've seen it too many times. So as bad as the Texans was the last few years, you insert a franchise level quarterback, it changes everything. Changes everything. Even when it's still some deficiencies on the team. The offensive line still ain't right. The running game still ain't right. And yet, just the presence of this quarterback has turned this thing around or just in one season. And the record should be better than what it is. They lost 2 games they shouldn't have lost. So I would like to see them make the playoffs. Now, I know they're not going to win a Super Bowl realistically, but I would love to see this team just get in the playoffs, just to see them make the playoffs. How long till the next CD comes out? Look, man, we dropping the Canada album this month. Y'all thought I'd be playing. We dropping the Canada album, the homie Tragic, 11th Hour Entertainment. I'm gonna put up the sampler tonight when I get offline with y'all. I'm gonna put up the sampler, and it's a different kind of sampler. Y'all gonna enjoy it. But so shout out to my homie Ben, aka Tragic. That album will be out in like 2 weeks. I'll be taking pre-orders for that album like this week. It's called 7 Hour Block. So y'all keep that in mind and keep your eyes and ears open. That's the new album. It's dropping this month. And I just dropped Audio Optics last month. So we on their head like a do-rag. Yeah. Yeah, Animal That's soy oil, soybean oil. It's in everything. That's right. They do that on purpose. Things went left. Rosharon is in the building. Yeah. They say, why you not on the 50 greatest in Houston? Well, I'll say this, things went left. You know why I'm not on the greatest 50 in Houston? Because things went left. Some went left. But the truth is, a lot of the lists that get made, the lists are based on the names on the list is based on who makes the list. So the criteria that a lot of people use is going to be based on their own preferences, their own experiences in the game, their own knowledge of individuals and history, their own, in some cases, their own biases. So you just never know. Anytime I see a list, um, my question before anything is who put the list together? That's the question. So if I look at who put a list together, and if I don't respect the person who comprised the list, then it will explain possibly why I may not agree with the list. But I cannot agree with a list. It don't make that person wrong for putting who they want to put on their list. I can't argue with your list. I can't argue with who you like or who that person likes. I can't do that. It's like I could question the motivation, because let's say if it's somebody that knows you are one of the dopest in the game, they know that, man. They know your history, they know everything. They know your impact. They know the love that people have for you, and they leave you off. Then they would have to explain why. It's like, well, what is the science behind you leaving that guy off or that lady off the list? You got to make sure that it's not motivated by something other than musical factors. You feel what I'm saying? So I didn't know that they came out with a list of the 50 greatest in Houston. But if I'm not on that list, then I can't be mad. Look, they dropped the list of the 100 greatest lyricists of all time everywhere. And I wasn't on that list. I wasn't on that list, see? And so you can't make me believe in any universe. This universe, an alternate universe, a parallel universe. There's no placement of time. There is no pocket of time that has ever existed that you would make me believe that there are 100 better lyricists than me. No. That could be 25. That could be 50 better than me. That could be 5 better than me. 70 better than me. Could be. But 100? If you got a list of 100, no, we didn't say rappers. Just people who rap, people who made hit records, people who sold 1 million. Nah, I ain't talking about that. We talking about lyricism, lyrics. You will never tell me that it's 100 of them that's better than me, that I'm on the outside of the top 100. Now, that being said, I'm just disagreeing with your list. But I'm not arguing with your list. See, a disagreement and an argument is not the same thing. If I was, oh man, I'm arguing with you. I'm just looking at your list and going, nah. Because I can look, man, look at that. Hype the Great. Hyde is in the chat. Now, this dude, he knows his stuff. This dude knows his stuff. I'm glad you in here while I'm saying this, Hype. See, I can look at a list and I can say, I can see people on the list and they can make me scratch my head like, because when I looked at the list, before I even got through the list to see that I wasn't on it, and trust, please, man, please don't, I'm not in my feelings at all. I mean, that's not an ounce of me that's in my feelings. I'm not hurt behind, we just having a conversation. But as I was going through the list, even before I didn't see my name, I was still flipping out over some of the names that I saw and how low they were on the list. I think cannabis on this particular list, he was like 78. So at that point, all credibility for the list had been lost. See, when you have guys who are, I would say, in my opinion, guys that I would say are Mount Rushmore. We like to use that term Mount Rushmore as a gauge to judge 4 or 5, well, 4, because it was 4 on Mount Rushmore, 4 top 4 greatest of anything. Who's the Mount Rushmore of basketball? Well, you got Jordan, you got Kareem. Everybody starts putting a 4. Who's the Mount Rushmore of rap? They may have just rappers in jaw. Man, you got Tupac, you got, you know. But when you talk about Mount Rushmore of lyricists, how is cannabis not in? They had cannabis at 78, bro. How is he not in your top 3? Even if you might say, "Oh man, I don't put him at 1 or 2, and I got somebody else I like," you whatever. You telling me this dude? How is he not top 5? How did he not crack the top 10, the top 20? The list lost credibility. The list was done for me after that. I saw other people who were way low. And when I say low, I mean they got these people in the 90s or 60s. They ain't down. I don't mean low like 10 on down. That's high. And it's not low. So you got whoever made this list, they didn't do their homework. And then there was other names that I was like, well, you know, can't knock you being on the list, but you too high. He's too high. Got this cat number 7. This dude's number 12. And then you got Kubo D, number 93. Come on, man. Come on, man. That's me. That's me. So I wasn't even tripping that I didn't make the list at all, because once I saw how the list was set up and some of the people that was, the list was jacked up. The list was jacked up. My bad for spending too much time on that little piece right there. Let me see. Houston is my favorite Southern hip hop region. Oh man, that's love, Jimmy. Well, you know, Houston, man, we set the tone in the South as far as independent labels, and probably one of them, not the first, to start really doing it independently and putting the South on the map. Ghetto Boys and going platinum, Ghetto Boy, Ghetto Boys, Ghetto Boys, Ghetto Boys, all these different accomplishments that they achieved that gave us confidence and gave us pride in our city, man. You know, and unsung people like Street Military and, you know, of course, South Park Coalition, Screwed Up Click, all the way to Swisher. I mean, Houston got a rich hip hop legacy that a lot of people outside of the city or the state might not respect it, you know, because the further out you go in different directions, of course, the respect for your local stuff is not going to be the same, and you can't expect it to be because they got their own stuff. But we definitely have put a stamp in the game, because whether they want to admit it or not, we taught a lot of these boys how to hustle in this independent rap game, not having to go through majors to eat and sell a lot of records and all that. Nah, that's H-Town. That's H-Town, baby. Yeah. Let me see. I'm just open topic. I'm trying to catch y'all. The real Henry Black is up in this thing. Underground Exploring page, there are things in nuts that are good for you, yes, but our body can't process them properly. Yeah, man, that's the argument. See, sometimes we'll say, well, nuts have protein. It's protein in pork, but you ain't got no business eating no pig, eating no swine. You can eat human meat, protein in it. So we try to use those types of things and say, well, it's got protein. Well, it's got this, it's got that. Yeah, but you can get that from other sources that, like Underground Exploring said, that are conducive to our bodies, that go through our bodies, and the nutrients are utilized properly because the substance is conducive, it's compatible to our bodies. So yeah, we don't eat nuts, but we're not supposed to eat nuts. All right. BGN. What's up, homie? My brother BGN is in the building. Shout out to BGN for doing my album cover, my latest album cover, the Audio Optics cover. Let me get one out. Show y'all. My brother BGN. Y'all see BGN 79. This is who did the cover to my latest album, but he's been doing album covers for me for the longest, forever, all the way book number 7 and a lot of the great covers that y'all know. My homie BGN. Just like I was saying about the Mike Frost interview on my podcast channel, Underground Dialogue Podcast. Go to YouTube. I mean, y'all on YouTube, but go check it out after this. Mike Frost is the latest episode. Mike Frost has done some of the greatest album covers to come out of the city that y'all will recognize. The new episode of Underground Dialogue Podcast, we interviewed Mike Frost. Y'all don't know him, but y'all know his work. So I try to familiarize you with the work, you know. So y'all see BGN 79, he's in the chat, but this is who done some of my best album covers. BGN, did you do the Alien Baby cover? Some of them I forgot that he did. It's my homie, man. He said I was talking about how nuts was not good for us in my live, got disconnected. Yep. Sounds about right, man. Is that GLL Bori? Much love, man. I appreciate that. What's up, Steve, out there in Canada, Steve Rio? Shout out to the grandmother in that Flowers video. Yeah, man. Shout out to her. That was Andrea Maria, who was in the video, who sung on a lot of songs on the Mind Vision album. That was her mother. That was actually her mother in that video, and it was a real scene. Her at the home, and she wanted to do it, and we were glad that she did it. So shout out to her, rest in peace, and shout out to Andrea Maria. No question about it, man. That's one of my favorite videos that I ever got a chance to do. You know. Instinct. You like the serpent? It's open topic, man. Asian man is up in this thing. Stacy R. Stacy R will take you far. Let me see what we got, man. Trying to catch up. I'm way behind. Oh my gosh, man. Let me catch up. Let me skip some stuff, y'all. I always get caught up. Angel Gomez is up in this thing. Bubba Seeds. Deep Elevate. See, Valley of Decision is another song people say that's the first time they heard me, man. You know. Maybe I'll do a quick little thing real quick. I ain't trying to be vain and nothing. I don't want y'all to think I'm trying to be vain. I'm just curious. What's the first song y'all ever heard of mine that made y'all start listening to your big brother? What's the first song that introduced you to me? I'm curious to know. I'm curious about your loving. Let's see. I'm curious. Valley Decision in 2013. And see, that's funny. See, because Valley Decision, that song dropped in like '06. Yeah. And see, Phantom Face just came in and proved our point how sometimes people don't get the notifications. Game Goes On. That's another one. People see, Game Goes On. See, people didn't know who I was. They knew who Zero was, but a lot of people didn't know who I was. Grand Deception, Perpetual Ascension. What's up, nephew? Jovan up in this thing. Holla at me. From the Heart. Wow. Game Goes On. Illusion. Game Goes On. So Game Goes On. Yeah, that's another one that Game Goes On and Grand Deception. Is that Miss FF1? Game Goes On. 1993 Homie, Grand Deception. Music Is My Love. Steering Wheel. Wow. Wow, that's one that don't get mentioned. Shout out to them twins for blessing my game on that track, man. Yeah. Perpetual Ascension. Christos up in this thing. Flash Backwards. Okay. Christiane. Grand Deception. Pat Warren says Grand Deception. Read the Scroll, Hidden Agenda, and the Grand Deception. See, shout out to my homie Munoz who did the Grand Deception video. That was like ahead of the game when he put that video together. And that would, to me, that's what enhanced that song. It was the video that he put together because he showed everything I said. Jimmy heard Casting Out Demons. Casting Out Demons, Alter Ego, and Blood Doctrine. Wow. Yeah. What did I just do? Oh. Lou Hybrid, what's going on, man? Phantom Face said, what y'all talking about? Phantom Face said, man, what y'all talking about? I'm late, man. Nah, I was asking people what was the song that they first heard of me, or the first one of my songs they ever heard. Yeah. My Side of Town. Wow, Gang Goes On. Yeah, way back in the day. Grand Deception, Gang Goes On. Grand Deception, Gang Goes On. That's about right. That's what I get in the streets. Yeah. Hey. LW say, I see you looking at the in season tournament. You see my head keep whipping back and forth like this. You know me. You know me. Hey, look, for those who might be new, if y'all are in my chat, and no matter what I'm talking about, if y'all see me just my head just zipping back and forth periodically, that means it's something on TV that's got my interest. Usually a game or something. Trip said From the Sky. Yeah, man. Drowning in Blood. Michael Smith said, Drowning in Blood, man. Wow. On This Road. So Bryson, the first song you heard was Antagonistic Radio. Wow. That's cool. Height said it was one with Street Military. Which one? I never rapped on a Street Military album until The most recent one they just dropped last year, I think, the Black Royalty album. Cat used to be Klondike Cat used to be on a lot of Street Military uh, early stuff. But you might have heard the song. You maybe talk about Slipped into a Coma on Point Blank's album. I'm just guessing. Gang goes on, gang goes on. The Plan. Drew Stone said the Plan. Come on, tell the crack. Now, come on now. You know good and well, you've been rocking with me a long time. The first song you ever heard from me was not Digital Hypnosis, and Digital Hypnosis just dropped 2 weeks ago. Come on now. You must have misunderstood the question. You know you've been rocking with your boy for a minute, man. Is that Tekaboo? Wow, you go way back. He said he first heard me on Gangsta Nip on the South Park Cycle. The Rough Brothers from South Park album. Wow, so you go back 30 plus. You go back, that's 91. That's 1991. Lightning Language. Yeah. Man. Grand Deception. Okay, Phantom Faith. The first song you heard, okay, Telecry, he got it together. Keep on Working with the Coffee Brothers. Yeah, yeah. Shout out to the homie Devin the Dude. Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all though, man. You know, Clayton said still an N word with Willie D. Yeah, that's 92. That's 1992, man. Wow. Open topic, man. Got a few more minutes with y'all, and I gotta make a move. Gotta make a move. Worst rapper alive. I remember I was reading something online one time, and somebody was showing me some love, and one of the people in the comments put, "He's the worst rapper alive." And this other guy, I guess he was new to my music. He didn't know. So he started going in on the dude that said I was the worst rapper alive, right? He didn't know that that was a compliment. He didn't know the backstory to that. And he was just going in on the guy. And everybody like, man, you don't know the history. Yep. Break it down. Self-made with Trey. Yeah, man. So I haven't heard anybody say Secret War. Yeah. You may not hear that one circulating too much. What do you think God is? What? Well, we talk about Honorable Elijah Muhammad that God is a man. He has all the characteristics of a man, all the way down to being called he. And he has interest in the affairs of men and women, which is still included as man. So we believe and know that God is man. We are reflections of him, as it states in scripture that he created man in his image and after his likeness. So if the creator created man in his image, then if something is in the image of another thing, then it looks like that thing. It has the characteristics of that thing. So we believe and know God to be a man, not a ghost. Did Secret War get censored on all platforms? Can't listen to it anymore on Apple. It may have. I know they took it off of Spotify. Um, they struck it off my channel. Other channels may have it on there. It's still floating around in some of the parts, but How would you explain to someone that karma isn't real? Well, I think all that karma is by definition, especially by definition that the way people use the word, all it is people saying someone is reaping what they sow. See? Someone saying all karma is, according to how people use it, is saying you reap what you sow and saying what goes around comes around. That's all it is. So I wouldn't go so far to say, well, it's not real or whatever. It's just what do you label it as? What is that principle labeled as in your mind? You know, as a man soweth, that shall he reap. You know, so I just don't use the word. I don't use the word. I mean, but I understand what people mean when they say it. Stacey R said payback. Yeah, that's all it is. Just payback. It just, you know, you just scamming people, scamming, dogging people out, messing over folks. And sooner or later, that's a boomerang effect. See? And it's not really the golden rule. The golden rule is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But that's not really what karma is, because the golden rule is stating what you should do. Karma is representative of that which is paying you back for what you've already done. So it's a difference. See? The energy you put out will be the energy you receive. Yeah. See? That's all that is. That's what people mean when they say that. Erica says, Sin told me he was working with Filero. I asked if he was the one who said, I'm the Latin K-Rino. Then when he opened my eyes to the real K-Rino, I read the lyrics saying something about Guatemala. Sin, that's my homie, man. And Filero is my brother. Mm-hmm. Let's see. The golden rule is how we finally achieve some level of peace. Yeah, see, here's the thing about the golden rule. You don't have to subscribe to any religion. You don't have, it's just a principle. It's just treat people the way you want to be treated. That's all it means. It means treat people the way you want to be treated. Now, think about if that principle was utilized by everybody on the planet. That means that before you do anything to a person, you actually question and ask yourself, would I want somebody to do this to me or somebody I care about? And if the answer is no, then we should go, okay, well, I ain't gonna do it. So Phantom Face is walking down the street, minding his business. Rasta Gideon sees a $50 bill fall out of his back pocket. Rasta Gideon got to say, now I can pick this 50 up and put it in my pocket. And nobody will see it. But what if I lost my $50 bill and I didn't know it? Would I want somebody to walk behind me, pick it up, and slip it in their pocket? So you think that and you say, hey, man, you dropped your 50 and you give it back. Because that's what you would want somebody to do for you. That simple, that basic. It's that fundamental, that basic. Do unto others. Because you're not going to have a blessed, you're not going to have, I don't like to use the word good luck. But you're not going to be blessed if you're roaching like that. It's roaching. Rasta Gideon said values, integrity is everything. Yeah, plain and simple. Be the friend to others you would love to have for yourself. Come on, Joel Wilson. That's right. Yeah, we call it roaching, man. It's roaching because what do roaches do? Roaches scavenge around for crumbs. They sneak around and get what they can get. And when the light hits them, they scatter. Roaching. Roaching. Open topic, man. Got a few more minutes. I'll take a few more. I got in a few more questions. We can get it on. We can get it on. Let's see. Okay, well, we throw a commercial in. Don't forget, go check out the new episode. The new episode is up for the Underground Dialogue podcast. Go right here on YouTube and check it out, man. Looks like the Lakers about to get this money. Looks like the Lakers about to get this money. They giving each player and coach who wins this tournament $500,000. Everybody gets $500,000. So just imagine you like the bench riding. You the 12th guy on the bench. You the last guy on the bench. You don't even make hardly a lot of money. You about to get $500,000. Trying to tell you. You about to get $500,000 rock. All right. Xavier says thoughts on Master Farad Muhammad's disappearance. Explain it for the fans who aren't familiar with the nation's teaching. I'll try to go quick. I wouldn't be able to go all the way through. But for those who don't know, the creator of the Nation of Islam is a man that we know and believe to be God in person, Master Farad Muhammad. He's the teacher of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, who many of us know more than we know who Master Farad Muhammad is. So you've seen Elijah Muhammad, you've seen him on clips, you've seen him depicted in movies like Malcolm X and all these different versions of people who try to portray him in movies. You've heard Minister Farrakhan speak on his teacher, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, all the time. Master Farad Muhammad is his teacher. We credit the teachings to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We say the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, but those teachings were taught to him by God in person, Master Farad Muhammad. So in the early 30s, he made himself known July 4th, 1930. Taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad for 3.5 years, then he, quote unquote, disappeared. And so many different speculations of, well, he was really from this country, or he was really the criminal, and the FBI and I did this and did that. But God comes, he plants the seed in his servant, then he leaves the servant to do the work, to complete the mission, or to exercise his portion of the mission, and then move on to the next part of his mission. So in a nutshell, Master Muhammad had taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad all that he needed to know for that part of his mission, and then he went on into the fiery chariot, and now the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is on the fiery chariot, and Mr. Farrakhan will soon be on it. So that's just the Cliff Notes version. It's a lot more detailed than that, but that's just that's the sampler. Hold on, let me catch up a little bit. Check your people in the 09. Who y'all got in the Devin Haney, the dream tonight? Devin Haney fight tonight? Arius Williams says Rakim and Scarface to be paid in full, part of $500,000 fund honoring hip hop legend. Yeah, it's like a pension, to my knowledge. I had a conversation with Face about this. It's like a pension that they are setting up for hip hop artists. I don't know how it's going to work. I have no knowledge of how who maybe there's a committee that chooses who to give that to and put in that mix. I had a conversation with Face about this. I won't go into the details of our conversation, but I knew about this before it made the news. So yeah, I mean, it could be a cool thing. I hope that it would be beneficial to like the pioneers of hip hop who didn't get a chance to make the kind of money that a lot of the artists are currently making now, or even back in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. A lot of back when rappers was going diamond. Y'all remember when records actually used to sell? Rappers was going double platinum and diamond, and selling a lot of music, making a lot of money, getting a lot of opportunities outside of music that came from the music. Meanwhile, those early pioneers were living in huts, struggling. You see? And these are the people who are the foundation who built this, which everybody, it's like the NBA. LeBron makes $50 million a year because Earl Lloyd broke the color barrier, because Bill Russell endured all of the racist comments coming from the Boston community when he was the only black player on the team, and he would travel around with the team. And when they go to city to play, they would tell the team, well, yeah, the rest of the team could stay in this hotel, but Bill Russell can't. Then along came Oscar Robertson and Elgin Baylor and all of these people, and they did not make that kind of money. If you take Elgin Baylor, Oscar Robertson, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, a lot of the black players who may not be famous like that, like Casey Jones, and I'm drawing a blank, but a lot of those great black players that played the superstars of that time, they didn't make. You talk about a 50 million, they didn't make 50,000 in a year, some of them. So you hear the stories about those who they would play the NBA season, then they would go work on a job. And that included the white players too. A lot of white players, they didn't make the money like that because the money was not being generated. The money was not being generated like that. There were only, you go back to the time of the early 60s, and it was probably like 8, 9, 10 teams in the league, if that. They was catching trains and stuff to the game. They was flying commercial. Travel itself was like crazy. Then you go all the way up, even if you go to what's considered the modern era of basketball, the NBA was on life support in the 70s until Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came along. So Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came along. You got a white dude on the East Coast, a black dude on the West Coast, and they're rivals, and they're meeting in a championship every year. That boosted up the interest in the league, and it increased the revenue. And even then, they weren't making the money that these cats making today. So you got Magic Johnson. When I was young, Magic Johnson signed a contract when I was a little boy. I might have been 11, 12 years old. He signed a contract. Now, this was insane at the time. Now, y'all might laugh at this now, but at the time, that was like, you got to put it in perspective, how amazing this was. He signed a 25-year contract with the Lakers for $1 million a year. So it was like, you getting $25 million. That was like mind-blowing. Like, they're giving Magic is making $1 million a year. That was like freaking everybody out. See? But $1 million a year now, the sorriest dude on the bench making $1 million a year now. There are players who are in the league and just averaging 4 points a game, barely playing, and may have a contract worth $20 million over 5 years or something, 4 years or something like that. When Elgin Baylor and Oscar Robertson and Bill, they didn't make $20 million in their whole career combined. All 4 or 5 of them players combined. Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Elgin Baylor, Oscar Robertson, I guarantee you, in their whole careers combined, they did not make $20 million. But they are the reason why. So it's the same in hip hop, same in rap. Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash and Grandmaster Caz, Busy Bee, Melly Mel, and people I'm forgetting. All of these greats, Curtis Blow, and people before that time that hadn't put nothing out on record. They were the inspiration to the ones that came after them, to the Run DMCs and the KRS-Ones. And then those people inspired us. And then those people inspired this group and this group, all the way up until now. We all on a string, but the beneficiaries of the bread were not the ones who started it. So if they have a fund, if they got this pension, they got this thing that they got, man, I just hope it's legit. I hope it's not no BS. And I hope that the people who deserve some money get some money. Because it's a messed up feeling to know that you're the reason why this thing is what it is. But you watching people come along who don't even appreciate it. They don't even respect the history, right? And they're making millions and millions of dollars. That's not to begrudge the money they're making. It's just to say, well, man, come on, man. Pay homage and have respect for those individuals who are directly responsible for you making that kind of money. You got to go down the line. You got to go backwards in the time. How am I making all this money? And then you have people that'll come out and crack jokes about the Pioneers. What's that guy he was talking about? Yeah, man, the Pioneers looking dusty. And come on, man. Because it ain't just about rap. If you have a podcast right here in 2023 where you discussing rap and rappers, if you have a social media platform where you're discussing rappers and pop culture and anything that's connected to this hip hop culture, even if you're not rapping yourself, you owe that to the pioneers. You wouldn't be doing it. You wouldn't be making all the money you make on YouTube. Your Instagram wouldn't be popping like that because you are making money from the discussion of hip hop. So it's just the most disrespectful thing in the world to just take a crap. Oh, man, they old, man. Man, them old dudes, man. Old washed up rappers, man. Look at this dude, man. Nah, you don't do that, man. You don't do that. We do the same thing with our grandparents and great grandparents. Man, granddaddy, he got on that old. You ain't got to go back that far. You do it with your mom and daddy. Man, my old man, he on that old stuff. He wouldn't be no new stuff if it wasn't for that old stuff. Always remember that. And here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. One day, if you are blessed to keep waking up, you gonna be the old dude. It don't matter how hot you are in the game and you in your prime, you 23, and we was all 23 at one point. But you keep waking up, one day you're gonna be 33. God bless you to live a little bit longer. One day you're gonna be 43. And so on and so on and so on. So now you like, I was the one calling everybody old. Look, bro, everybody have their school moment. We talk about it all the time, man. How many of y'all, I'm shouting out to the brothers because they don't refer to females like this. If you ever been called school before, raise your hand. School is just short for old school. Have you ever been called school before? What's up, school? I remember when I first got called school. I'll never forget it. Unk. Little Green say unk. That's what I'm saying. If they call you school or unk, think about it. Anybody who gets called unk or school, they used to be young too. OG. What up, OG? OG, school, and unk. Come on, man. Hey, if they call you pops, bro, that's I might be a little offended if somebody called me pops now. Bro, see, Lance, when they call you old head, that means they are disagreeing. They mean that they like, man, that's the problem with you old heads. See, old head is like derogatory, like you right, like them old heads. But if they call you unk, school, or OG, you got to put your life in perspective. First of all, be grateful. I embrace my school hood, my unk hood, and my OG hood. I embrace it. But also, like I said, the same one that's calling you that, if you live long enough, somebody gonna call him that. You embrace it. Thankful. Kid Frost said in 35. so they call me an OG. He said I'm 35, so they call me. But sometimes being an OG ain't based on age, it's based on action. It's based on the work you've done and put in. But don't ever disrespect old people, older people, old people. Don't do that, man. They know things that we don't know. They've lived through things that we may not know they've lived through. And they've just lived longer. They've done something right. People laugh at old dude, man. Man, you old, man. You old. Ain't that the goal? Isn't the goal to become old? What you mean? You gonna cash out at 22 because you don't want to be old? Somebody call you an old fogey. That's a term I ain't heard in years. Yeah. So yeah, I hope they do have a pension, man, for the old school rappers, for the legends and the pioneers, man, because it's necessary. It's needed. Yeah. Let us say proud to have my salt and pepper beard. Yeah, because some of y'all be tripping, man. Some of y'all be out here trying to put just for men all in your beard. And y'all seen my video. Y'all spraying that stuff across your hair. And I talked about this another time. Your hair ain't supposed to be that black. Come on now. Come on, man. So yeah, man. The NFL got a pension. The NBA got a pension. Everybody got a pension, man. The rappers need one too. Hopefully it's done right, and hopefully it lands where it needs to land. Drew Stone said, "Old age is a gift. Your inheritance is your children." Yeah, because you get to live to see all that. Yeah. Hmm. Pay homage, like Spikey said. You got to pay homage and give the credit, like say, do unto others. Because a day's gonna come where you're gonna want somebody to pay homage to you. You're gonna feel as though homage should be paid to you based on what you've done. And one of the worst feelings in the world, walaikum salam, Sarah. One of the worst feelings in the world is to feel overlooked, to feel underappreciated, or to feel unappreciated. The only thing worse than feeling underappreciated is to feel unappreciated. Because if you underappreciated, that means you got a little appreciation, but you're not getting none at all, no acknowledgement. You feel like you've given your time and your life to something, and it feels like nobody notices it. Like it feels like your work is in vain. Feels like, man, I've done all this and I've got nothing out of it. See, it's a tough feeling. We all go through that. So when you got an opportunity to give that to somebody, give it. Don't be stingy with the compliments and the accolades and the acknowledgments, especially if what you do was influenced by that person. How much do it cost to speak words? How much do it cost? Does it cost you money to acknowledge somebody, what they did for you and how they shaped and influenced you? It don't cost you no money to do that. And if you elevate it to a level where people value your opinion, they value your words and your work, they love your work, you could elevate somebody else just by mentioning them. Here you are on this big platform. You got millions of people watching, and you say, hey, man, Jared Chastain just dropped a new album, y'all. I want everybody to go right now and buy his album. Mitchie 450 just dropped a new single, man. I rock with him, man. He's one of the people that influenced me. Y'all go right now, go to iTunes and just buy his new single. So now overnight, 300,000 people go and buy Mitchie's album. All because you just said a word. You didn't have to pay. You didn't have to get up and go nowhere. You just did it right and changed somebody's life. Look at Keith Lee. How many of y'all know who Keith Lee is? I'm going to see if y'all know who Keith Lee is. Y'all know who Keith Lee is. If you don't know who he is, Keith Lee is a brother who, he's a self-made food critic. And he travels around to Black-owned restaurants and places of businesses all around the country. And he goes to the establishments and he eats. And then he does online, like, visual reviews of the food, you know. And he got popular doing that on social media, so much to the point that where if this dude endorses your restaurant, it's going to pop off. He was just in Houston, was that a couple of weeks ago, and he went to this place called, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right, the Puttery or the Puttery. I think it's like a dessert shop. I can't remember. Whatever it is, this man went to this place and gave this place a good review, and they were just a regular restaurant, regular spot. I don't know if it's a restaurant or not, but whatever it was, the next day, it was 1 billion people in line waiting to get in. And the woman's business has transformed overnight. Now, she got so much business that she actually had to close down for 2 or 3 days just because she was not able to even meet the demand. She didn't even have the supply to meet the demand that was now coming in because of the influx of new customers based on the influx of notoriety that came just from Keith Lee giving them a shout out on his platform. It don't cost nothing to show love, man. But some of us have so much envy in our heart, man. We don't want to see nobody else come up. You don't come up before me. You ain't coming up before me. Or he ain't gonna come up and knock me off my spot. Not knowing that when you give that kind of blessing, you are blessing yourself. Just said you reap what you sow. You sowing positive seeds for yourself. So he about to turn this lady to a millionaire because he liked the food and he mentioned it. Come on, man. We all should think like that. And he's hitting up small businesses, like John Malone said. He's hitting small businesses. He ain't going to the big spots that already got the money. He's showing up in the hood somewhere, showing up in some little spot that probably, you know, they struggling to make it, or they making it, but they ain't just popping. And if the food is good, he gonna bless your game. Because right here in this city, and I'm sure in y'all own city, it's places that y'all have never ate at before. You didn't even know it was there. I never heard of this place until he mentioned it. So he put them on the map. Come on, man. See? Trill Burgers is already on the map because of Bun. See, Bun name is just so great that Trill Burger is already, like, from day one, Trill Burger was going to be a success once the food matched the name associated with it. So they were already off and running beforehand. And that's what an endorsement is. Hey, look, hey man, you gotta use your name to draw the attention, and then your only obligation after that is to make sure that the product is up to par. And Trill Burger has done that. So Keith Lee, while maybe he went to Trill Burger just to go, but he wouldn't have to go to do a review on Trill Burger because they already got a line outside the door. So it's good for him to go to the little man, the little woman, and build them up. See? But that's how we act. That's how a lot of us think and move. Like we are, not everybody, but a lot of us are, we wave riders. We like to ride the wave. Even if we don't really mess with the wave like that. It's like, I'm just gonna go do it because everybody else talking about it and they doing it. So it could be a rapper y'all don't even really like that. But if everybody been talking about this album and already going, it's gonna drop at midnight. Ooh. Then this guy goes platinum in one night. Congratulations to him. But what about the little homie in the neighborhood who records sound better than the mainstream dude? And he come along and he talking about it. Y'all ain't gonna rock with him. You know why you ain't gonna rock with him? I see him every day. That's your reason. And again, we ain't gonna make him rich. Why? Because I see him every day. I went to school with him. Because you feel some kind of way. You don't want him to get rich. But you'll make somebody who's already rich richer. That's how we think. Gucci already rich. Louis V already rich. They already got it. What's the dude? Versace. That company already rich. Balenciaga, they already rich. But we make them richer, wealthier, right? But here come the homie to say, well, man, I came out with I got little bags and stuff too. You know, it's not, mine ain't Gucci. I got my own little logo. And my bag is made out of leather too. My bag is, it ain't no cheaps, ain't no knockoff. It got my stuff on. I made it. You don't want that. Nah, I'm going to the Gucci store. See how we think? That's the problem. That's the problem. I respect people who stand on what they like. I don't like something because somebody else like it. Now, you may draw attention to it. You may tell me about it. I may check it out because everybody's talking about it. But that's not gonna make me like it. If I like it, it's because I like it. That's like somebody telling you who to be friends with. Man, you shouldn't be friends with him. He ain't never done nothing to me. He cool with me. Oh, I'm just saying, man. But that's your experience. I'm gonna do something because I like it. So if everybody's talking about this guy's album or whatever, hey man, congratulations. I'm glad y'all loving this dude's album. I'm glad. That's cool. Whatever he get, whatever God bless him with, I want him to have it. But I'm gonna listen for myself. I'm not gonna holler, I love it because everybody else screaming they love it. I'm gonna listen. And if I happen to feel the same way, I'm like, yeah, y'all was right. That's a bad album, boy. But if not, I'm like, nah, it was all right. Well, no, I ain't feeling it like everybody else was feeling it. Man, you crazy. Why am I crazy? I ain't say you was crazy because you liked it. I wasn't impressed. See? Xavier says, hell yeah, we support mom and pop shops, not name brand products. Like Chuck D said. I like Nike, but wait a minute. You know I know that line. Come on, man. Straight up. And that's the thing. See, here's the thing. It's not telling nobody to not buy a name brand product. It's not saying that. No, nobody's saying don't buy your wife a Gucci purse if you just want to get her one. She might like that one. That's cool. But man, you got to support the little man too. See, the Asian community, they have the market cornered on nail shops, uh, hair places, little beauty supplies, stuff like that. All the stuff that black women use. And they have made billions with a B off of black people on those products. You trying to tell me ain't no black women or black people with hair stores and nails? We can't do that by ourselves? I don't know, man. And a lot of these companies that we support and spend all that money with, they don't even like black people. But we love giving them our money. What kind of sickness do we have that we will give our money to people who openly show us that they hate us? You walk in the store, they looking at you. Back in the days, they used to follow you around. I don't know if they do that no more. We openly give our money to the people who hate us. We finance our own oppression. See? Chris Bro says, been listening to AZ's new album. AZ been a monster, man. AZ been a monster for years. I'm glad he dropped something new. I didn't know he had nothing new out. Snoopy just said it. He said, nah, because people will consider it cheap or bootleg. See, we have this mentality that we have to just, we got to spend a lot of money to make it seem like we have, like it's value. We have value. Our value is based on how valuable something we buy. So if I show up in my homie's little t-shirt, his clothing line, his shirts, oh, that's cheap. Hey, that's cheap. I used to know these guys who had made they had their own toilet paper. They used to manufacture their own toilet paper. I don't know what happened to them. I hope they still doing. I hope they didn't go out of business, because you know how we are. We won't support the brother with his toilet paper because we want to go buy some Charmin. You want to wipe your butt with some Charmin. It ain't Charmin. Sarah says, I'm trying to say is you're not too poor to give anything. You mean to somebody that already has a lot of the poor man on the side of the road. No one's too poor to give to somebody. Yeah, nah, you're not too poor to give something. Okay, if you got a nickel in your little cup holder, it's better than nothing, man. And Phantom Face said, I just like having nice stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not telling you to not buy a name brand item or something like, but support the little man too, man. Give some of that. Give some of that to somebody else trying to come up. Just make somebody else rich. Somebody who would appreciate it. People hate on Master P every time he pulls out his products in interviews. That's envy. It's like, why wouldn't I promote myself if I'm going to be on a big platform? If I know I'm about to be on the Breakfast Club, I know I'm about to be on Jimmy Kimmel, I don't care what it is. Why wouldn't I wear a t-shirt that got this on it? Got my album cover on it. And when the shirt get made, it's going to have audio optics, K-Rino, it's going to say new album available on all platforms. And I'm going to have the shirt on. Why not? What's the purpose of being on the platform? What you want to talk about? We can talk about all the stuff you want to talk about, but it got to be something in it for me too. If I'm about to have 1 million sets of eyes on me, why would I blow an opportunity to promote what I got going on? I'm gonna have an Underground Dialogue shirt on. I might have on 3 shirts. And I might do the first part of the interview with this shirt on. Then I'm gonna take that shirt off when the commercial when they come back from commercial, I'm gonna have on a whole other shirt with this on it. Why not? Y'all don't say nothing about all the McDonald's commercials you see every day. Coca-Cola commercials you see every day. Pharmaceutical commercials that you see every day. That's all they do is push and promote. Subway, Jake from State Farm, we don't say nothing about when they constantly push and promote their stuff all day long. And they paying for that. But when you see your brother or your sister, you turn your nose, oh man, all he talking about is his album. Yeah. Because maybe somebody other than you see it, maybe they'll buy it like you didn't. Maybe somebody who knew about me back in the days that didn't know where I was all these years. Oh, there you go, yeah. Could make somebody rich overnight, man. Jovan says consumerism. Yeah, consumerism is like a religion. What's your religion? Oh, I practice consumerism. All I do is spend money with people who, number one, don't appreciate me, but number two, never give anything back to my community. We made so many people rich. We done changed. We out here changing people's life for generations and ain't getting nothing back. Just consuming. So Jovan says consumerism. Mr. Farrakhan said we need to stop being consumers and start being producers, producing the work, producing the product, producing the work, generating the revenue, and keeping the dollar circulating within our own community. We just get it, spin it, get it, spin it, spin it, send it, send it, get some more, spin it. Because we want to look like money. But that ain't what money look like. What do money look like? Money don't look like a bunch of diamond chains and all this on me and the $500 t-shirt or shirt on, or $1,000 gators on, and that's really not what money looks like. Money is that dude with the little faded little jeans on, some Skechers tennis shoes on, little cheap little shirt. Money looks like that which you would never associate it with. The one that don't look like he got the money. That's the one a lot of times that got the money. Y'all wouldn't even let him in. Man, we about to have this big meeting. We trying to put this power meeting together. We bringing in businessmen. We bringing in people that got the bread, that got the. So you letting all the ballers walk in. They putting up a nice rise and they looking the part. And some of them might have it. But the billionaires show up with some dingy tennis shoes, with some hush puppies on, and some Dockers. Y'all ain't even let him in. Hey, man, who you with? And that's the dude could buy all of y'all. Because he's smart enough. He ain't walking around here. When you got it, you ain't gotta always walk around here acting and showing that you got it. You ain't gotta do that. Just have it. I ain't gotta impress nobody. I don't have to try to impress nobody. You shouldn't want that attention on yourself, no way. Shouldn't want all that attention, no way. That's not the right kind of attention. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Look at me. Hey, look at me. Somebody else looking at you too. Come on, man. Warren Buffett still lives in his original house. Joseph says people look rich and smell rich and can't rub two nickels together. Some people rather look it than be it. See? Vanity, but ignorance at the same time. Spectre Cruz says, feels like every time I step outside, it's costing money. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, man. All right, y'all. Drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. Let me shout y'all out, man. Denzel hit me up, K. Mirror, mirror. What is that? Denzel. Drop y'all locations, man. We shout y'all out, man. Chris Bro says, if you don't look and live outside the box, you never see that it's not natural living in a box. It's not natural to live in a box. There's plenty of people that left that boop, you'll find them. And that's the people you click and build with. Yeah, no, I was about to say something. No risk, no reward. No guts, no glory. I was just about to replace the G in guts with an N. No guts, no glory. Can't be scared to take chances if you claim you want to succeed. You don't really want to succeed if you scared. All right, let me shout y'all out, man. Barstow, numbers in Barstow. Jared is in Phoenix. JG is in Chi-Town. Erica is out there in Lumberton. Black Zeus 24 in California. Instinct Hip Hop, Cape Town, South Africa. BGN, my brother out there in Denver. Hey, man, y'all go get my new album, man. Go get it right now. It's on all the platforms. And if you want the physical copy, that's the website. Okay. We got Mitchie in Quebec, Canada. Lone Pheasant. Where you at, Lone Pheasant? ZE is in California. Rasta Gideon. That's Oahu. That's Hawaii. Demetrius Russo is in Chicago. Leonard Green said, I don't believe in being wasteful with financing. Phantom Face in the 614. Oh, that's that Columbus area code. Funny thing about having a $50,000 chain, if you pay $50,000 for the chain, you're not gonna sell it for $50,000. See, certain things do what's called depreciate. So if you bought that chain for $50,000, you try to sell it, you're gonna take some kind of loss. Read the Scroll is in Northern Virginia. Alex Baldwin says, unless you're a cat. Oh, what's up, Mirror Mirror? You threw me off. Like, you changed your name? Is that something you got to tell me? No, just email me. Email me immediately, Mirror. My email is still the same. Anna Menarche in Ontario. Chris Bro is in the Bay. Bo C is in Jersey. Already. Oh, yeah, it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful today already. It was beautiful, man. You know I'm going to hit you up next time. I'm always hit you up, bro. You can make it, you can make it. You can't, you can't. It was great, man. Joseph is in Braeswood Place. Phantom say you got to risk it to get that biscuit. Yeah, man. OG Critic San Marcos. Snoopy is somewhere along Westheimer. Don't tell him where. Few more shout outs, man. Matt Greer at 254. Yeah, man. Well, the rap labels do that, and all that different stuff. They do that because they know that our collectively, our financial and individually, our financial literacy is not up to par. So they know they can take a youngster off the street who never had nothing like that in their life. They can give you a $50,000 chain and write your check for $20,000, and that'll have you thinking that you set for life. See? Divine DNA. Do you know what ignominious means? No, I don't know what that means. Ignominious. Let me see. Ignominious. Ignominious. No, I don't know what that means, nephew. Why don't you teach me? Are we gonna get new videos from the new album? Yeah, yeah. But also, I want y'all to go online when we get off and check out the the visual sampler for the 7 Hour Block album. Me and the homie Tragic. We're releasing that. That's coming out like soon. Y'all can order that like in a hot second. This week it'll be up for pre-order, and y'all will be able to get that. I'm getting ready to put the sample up in a minute. God is great. New Zealand in the building. Yeah. Sarah dropping them jewels. Richard Hunt. Say, I leave as I came. Already. All right, man. Well, let me let y'all make it, man. I appreciate the love. The new album, the 7 Hour Block album, we're gonna have vinyl. Y'all gonna really enjoy this album, especially the presentation, man, the actual product beyond the music. My homie Tragic did a great job in putting all that together. So get ready for it. All right, man. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace and hair grease.